Great, welcome everybody. With no further delay, I'd like to introduce our lab leader, Professor Tushou, who will give us a demonstration of RF refraction, followed by Professor Frank Pilano, K2OS, who will explain the magic.
And sadly, yesterday's ice storm redirected Professor Tushou's plane. He won't be able to make it tonight. So what he did, though, is he sent along the instructions for the lab that he was going to run, and we're going to run it anyway for you. And thankfully, Frank is here, and he's going to, again, explain the magic. This part won't take too long. My part won't take too long. I want to make sure that Frank has plenty of time to explain what the magic is all about. So just like last time, I've got a document camera up here. I'm going to take it off, start getting it lined up. What we have is the equivalent and analog of the atmosphere right here in this fishbowl.
Maybe it's about right.
Yeah, it's about that's right. So we're here to talk about refraction and how RF is refracted through different types of media and what different types of media do to the path that RF takes. Now, this last summer, we experienced a lot of tropo. Not a ton of it, but we had quite a bit of it. Matter of fact, when the hurricane went up the coast, the east coast, there was massive tropo that occurred. And the real question is why? What happened? What's the special sauce that was created at that time that made things happen? Well, in a nutshell, the thing and these are very broad brushes I'm painting with here. So those of us who really know the nuts and bolts, you'll take exception with some of the things that I'm saying, but in very broad terms, think about it this way. RF will bend toward a more dense medium. Just think about that. RF will bend toward a more dense medium. Now, Frank is probably going to talk about temperature inversions, how they lay out in the atmosphere. You normally think that heat rises, so what's the big deal? It should be warmer higher, but that's not really what happens, right? As you go up in the atmosphere, it gets cooler normally. So when you have hot air, warm air above cool air, where's the more dense medium? Down here, not up here. This is an analog to that. This is a fish tank. It's full of water and 4 pounds of sugar. That's all it was. Now, I will say that we tried to get in yesterday. It usually takes 24 hours to fully bake. I'll use that term. I couldn't get in yesterday because this place was closed due to the ice storm, or the ice event. So we didn't have the full time to bake. However, thanks to Harry, he came in this morning, set this up. It's been going since about 10 o'clock today. And by going, I mean literally, you fill it with water, you dump 4 pounds of sugar in it, you put signs up saying, don't bump this thing, don't jostle it, and walk away. So this isn't going to be quite as profound as a demonstration as it could have been otherwise. But I think it's going to give you an idea as to what happens with RF. So I got a couple of lasers up here. Green is kind of my favorite, but I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use my purple laser. I can't see it too well here, but you're going to really see it well through the water. I want you to see what happens. I'm going to drop the lights. You can watch what happens up there on the screen. I'm going to start by simply putting the laser up against the water and shooting it across. And you can see that it's pretty straight. We're up here away from the sugar. But as I drop the laser closer and closer to the sugar, look what happens. Notice how it's bending, it's dropping, and all of a sudden, look at that. I'm a good inch above the sugar on one side, and it's hitting the sugar on the other. If that were a straight line, you would have seen a blue line all the way across the sugar. But it wasn't. It was shooting across and bending down. That's the concept. The sugar was getting dissolved in the water, creating a more dense medium. RF bends toward the more dense medium. And that's the example of atmospheric refraction.
Can you do that again?
Sure.
So where's the line of sugar?
Here.
settled on the
Oh,
bottom.
that's not on the bottom, oh.
Settled on the bottom.
So you see, it's actually bent a little bit already. The closer you get to the sugar, the more dense it is. And it bends more and more and more.
Wow.
And that's what happens. By the way, that's also why when the band is open, it's still almost a point-to-point link. You don't hear the stations in between, do you? The band is open to Florida. Well, what happened North and South Carolina? It's still bending. Right? It hasn't reached the opposite terminus. So that's the analog of how tropospheric refraction works. With that, I'm going to turn things over to Frank. Frank, if you don't mind coming up and setting up your laptop, take us through the rest of the magic, would you? Look at that, 6 hours of baking.
Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina will be on a lower frequency.
Explain that.
Now you're gonna give us a headache, right?
Only if I can. The longer paths support a higher frequency.
Right.
The shorter path requires a lower frequency with the same ionospheric condition.